Alright, BGFH back here for another level of the Blood Harvest campaign. Sorry about the end of the last video. I had thought my game had crashed for a little while because normally it doesn't take near that long to load in a level, so in retrospect I probably should reboot more often. Windows 7 is pretty stable, so I don't typically reboot all that often, and maybe before starting one of these new video sessions that might not be such a bad idea. So the more you learn, I guess. And with that, we will leave this safe room and continue. So, like I said, I was starting out and all I really had was this little dome magnifier that we worked with someone from our state that would kind of do a little vision assessment, and like I said, he was really big on these little handheld magnifiers, and there wasn't near as much technology then, so you kind of took what you could get. But I had that, and I don't know if they actually had a name, but I remember everyone called them the slant boards. Basically, so you're not hunched over all the time. You have to get up close to viewing what you're looking at. They would have these little boards that would sit on a desk, and you could, have little latches or whatever, and it would just put your reading material more upright, which was sort of okay, but kind of defeated the purpose. Especially what I really got a kick out of is some of the quote-unquote large print reading material, because what would happen is you get these ginormous books. I mean, they were, way taller than a standard book. So whether you were laying it down on its side, or whether you're using one of these slant boards, they're these hardcover books that wouldn't bend, and you were either having to get up and lean way over to read the top of the page, or you had to almost stand up to read the top of the page if it was on one of those boards, because it was just terrible, because the print was not that big. I mean, they said it was large print, but I would actually be curious to go back and see what, now that I know more about like fonts and font sizes and things like that. I would really be curious to know what size those books were in. Like, they couldn't have been more than, instead of maybe 10 or 12 point, maybe 14, maybe 16 point font, if we're lucky on a good day. So, yeah, I mean, just reading was just, learning to read and then having to deal with that nightmare, with that mess. Yeah, it was no wonder that I was probably terrible in school for a few years there. And in 6th grade, like I said, I think I touched on this in an earlier video, but in 6th grade, the joke was kind of, yeah, I probably spent more time in the principal's office more than he did, because, I had a teacher's aide in school, and she just got tired of me not doing my homework, I guess, and she figured that, well, maybe if, he gets to go to the principal's office and maybe sit in there and do his homework, maybe he'll do it from now on. No, because it was just still miserable, and I had far better things to do, work on the farm and try to have some sort of a social life or whatever. But, man, it's dark down here. So yeah, 6th grade was not particularly fun. Those years were, I'd say 4th through 6th grade were not fun, just because of the, there you go, smoker. Not fun at all. So, and I think it was either 5th grade, maybe, I got introduced to my first CCTV, and these things were freaking huge. These were, actually I had 2 of them, because at school I had this ginormous looking thing that looked like it came out of like the 1950s, where it was this, had to have been maybe a 21-inch monitor or better, and it was, these are the CRT monitors naturally, and it it was so big that the camera actually was off to the side. So, like I said, this thing took up the better part of one of those long tables. So I had this ginormous table in the back of the room, so if I could try to look at charts and things like that for science class. Oh, there we go. And then, if anyone is old enough to remember the old VTech, the Telesensory, I believe, made them. These are actually really cool little CCTVs for back in the day. They were probably a 13, maybe 15-inch. Good God! Hold the phone here. We got a little situation to deal with here. Oh my God! I gotta reload. Hold on. Oh, sorry. Damn it! I keep hitting Bill. Sorry, Bill. I really don't mean it. Honest. Yeah, I better do that. So, the VTechs were actually pretty cool little CCTVs. They're pretty much like a little modern day CCTV. They were all one unit, but they were, you know, compact, small screen. Naturally, they were black and white. Actually, I think it was like a green and black. Actually, it was more of the old school monochrome color scheme. And they actually did get me one of those for home, and I really did get to use that a lot. I found it much easier to start reading with those types of devices, so I would actually try to read a little bit more on my own and read some more textbooks, although, you know, like any grade school kid, textbooks were not super high. Oh shit! Who made the witch mad? Holy cot. Come on. Oh! Okay. Let's get you up. Uh-oh. Alright. You know what? Oh, man. Oh, I don't have any thing. I can't heal you. That way I could pay you back for shooting you a couple times. Sorry, Bill. Alright, he is healing. Sweet. Where was I? Oh, yeah, CCTVs. So, that actually, I think that maybe really what got some of like my parents and especially the teachers to maybe think, well, you know, maybe this guy isn't just stupid. Maybe there is more to this vision thing, and you know, especially with some of these technology options, and you know, granted, you know, and even Braille, maybe there's something more to this vision. Maybe he can't read it very well. So after 6th grade and my wonderful year as a grade school principal, I remember at the end of 6th grade they called a meeting and they're like talking to me and stuff. They're like, well, here's our proposal. You know, what do you think? And I'm like, well, whatever. I ended up in 7th grade. I went to the North Dakota School for the Blind for a year. I still did go to public schools in the morning, so I still took, I think it was English, history, and science. I think I took in the morning, and then I would take math class at the school and School for the Blind in the afternoon. But then I would also do things like, you know, some orientation, mobility, learning Braille, because you know, like I said, they figured I had some vision. Blind people use Braille. You know, you're not blind, so you shouldn't need Braille. But like I said, eventually, I think they did catch on to the fact that, yeah, Braille might actually help you. So, like I said, 7th grade, I took some of those actual like technology and Braille classes, and I think that's where things really started to get a little better. I was introduced to early Braille note takers for the first time. The old Braille and Speak and the Braille and Speak 640, if anybody remembers those. And anyone who really remembers an old piece of technology, the Braille Mate. This was a thing kind of like the Braille and Speak, and you know, like a modern note taker, but what it did is it had it had one cell of Braille at the top, which, thinking back in retrospect, it was kind of, in a way, almost more of a novelty because, you know, this is when, again, you know, I mean, Braille is still really expensive to make in those Braille cells, but they were really expensive back then, and really, one Braille cell at a time is not all that useful. I mean, I guess if you do, you really need to spell something character by character, and you're trying, you know, you can't understand, is it B or D or E or whatever, that could potentially help, but I thought it was like the coolest thing ever. And, you know, naturally as a kid, you know, we would do all the crazy stuff, like, my friends, you know, my friends would see it like, oh, that's cool. What's the first thing they would ask me to do? Oh, can you make it swear? Will it do that, or will it, like, block it? And no, it would do it, and people, you know, everyone just got the kick out of that. So, good lord. So, you know, got experience of that. And then I worked back then, you know, a lot on the Apple II, doing stuff there, and with the Apple II still, and then a little bit with the IBM compatible stuff, like using JAWS and Magic for DOS, and I think the first version is ZoomText for DOS, that kind of stuff. I guess a few years before, I know I mentioned this in my Wolfenstein videos, but you know, my first real computer was an Apple II when I saw this, you know, talking computer with the high-low number guess game, and that was really cool. But then after the School for the Blind, then I, you know, went back to my hometown and get sucked in by the smoker. So after, oh man, I can't see. Okay. I knew one of these guys had to come. Here. Yeah! For once it worked, and don't you dare. Yeah, attack them, that way I can reload. Hold on. Oh no, 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 no! You're not gonna do it. Not gonna do it this time. Oh, Jesus! Thank God that was just a slide and not a full drop. That could have been really bad. Oh, man. Thank you, Lewis. Because, yeah, I looked at my health going, that was not very good. Yeah. I knew that tank had to be coming pretty soon because we hadn't hit one yet. Okay. So we will continue the spiel. Oh, damn it! I thought I didn't hit him. Sorry, Bill. Yeah, you just got to stay out of my way there, Bill. I'm a shitty aim today. All right, so let's see how we did. Could have gone better. Could have gone worse. And we will continue on the next video.